Hey friends, it's KFD. We have your old school USDM Hunter find for the day. I'm out here at Sir Michael's Metalworks. If you remember the Sir Michael rolled pans, they were common on mini trucks in the 90s. This is the guy. This is his over 40-year labor of love. This is a 1965 Dodge Dart Charger. Wait a minute, KFD. The Dodge Charger didn't come out until 1966. We saw that at Super Bowl I. You are absolutely correct there, dear YouTube viewer. However, Dodge was enamored with the Charger name, first starting with the 1963-ish or maybe 1964 Dodge Charger concept, which is actually Dart-based like this. Now, this car is unique because it was an appearance package on the Dart. This one's heavily optioned as well. Sir Michael actually bought this car, I don't know, 40 years ago or so, and he's just been continually working on it. The only non-factory sheet metal on this car is this fender right here. Everything else is as delivered from the factory 40 years ago. Now, something else really unique about this car is that it actually came from the factory with these Kragers. Yes, you could buy this brand new on the showroom floor with Krager mags. And like I say, you can see these unique center caps. They would replace the original Krager SS center caps. You replace the medallion with the Charger 273. Now, Sir Michael's done some custom touches to this. Obviously, he's a metalworking guy. Look at these hood louvers. These hood louvers look factory, but he did all the work on that. And you can even tell the fit and finish of the rolling, say compared to the factory louvers in the hood panel over here. Now, these are the Dart Charger 273 medallions. These are scaled up a little bit. He actually put this roll bar in, which is very reminiscent of what you'd see in the 90s Mustang GTs. And you can see the whole reason why he's got the roll bar in there is so he can put 3-point seat belts. He's got modified Range Rover seats that are going in this thing with oval-esque headrests to make it look as factory as possible. There's been a lot of custom touches that are put in this thing and a lot of original stuff too. Now, for instance, this car still has the factory General Electric headlights in it. Now, I've seen later model Barracudas and Challengers that would have one GE and one Westinghouse. This has the original ones. Now, another thing that Sir Michael did was Chrysler loved anodized trim in the 60s. All this aluminum, there's stainless and there's aluminum in here. Well, he stripped all the aluminum, or all the anodizing off of the aluminum, polished it and clear coated it. Speaking of clear coat, let's talk about this paint. This paint is 35 years old. Also, these are old stock door handles. This paint is 35 years old. It is RM lacquer paint with an enamel clear coat over it, and it looks absolutely amazing. Looks like it was painted yesterday. Now again, going back to the trim on here, you can see what I'm talking about. This is the factory aluminum trim back here, but again, it's not anodized, it's polished and cleared. It looks amazing. Now, these are actually Montgomery Ward tires, and they're no good. They're 40 years old, but man, they look just so cool. Now, something else we also need to mention as well, another really unique option, and I've never seen them on A bodies like this, but I've seen them on B bodies of around the same era. 4-piston Kelsey Hayes calipers. And the other thing that makes these rotors really rare is because if you know your Mopars, you know A bodies have a smaller bolt pattern than what we normally see. I think it's 4 on 5, whereas maybe 4.5 on 5. I can't remember off the top of my head. Someone out there in YouTube land will tell me I'm an idiot and correct me. Let's go back over here. A few more custom touches that Sir Michael did. Look at the Pentastars down there on that speaker. How cool is that? I'll mention something more about the Pentastar as well. Now, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that actually I have that Pentastar over there on the big red Challenger. Sir Michael did some other trick little trim like this thing right here. Okay, let's go back over to the hood. Let's go to the front of the car. Now, Dodge started the Fratzog in 1963, I believe, 62, 63 time frame. And this was a Dodge staple up until about 1975, 1976. It was uniquely theirs. Now, I've seen on parts as late as 1967, 1968, the DPCDI stamping. Why am I mentioning that? Hang tight here, dear YouTube user. Let me see if I can open this with one hand. Now, this is the Charger 273. I don't remember ever seeing a Charger and a 273, but in either case, this was a deal from Chrysler. They did. An easy way to tell a factory Charger engine. You have these steel valve covers, again, with a center-mounted PCV, but they had these aluminum fins that were bonded and welded to another steel plate on there, which is really cool. And of course, black wrinkle, just like the Hemi. Now, back to talking about that frat dog and that Pentastar and the DPCDI logo. This is the original Radiator, right? If you have Ford-look Mopars like I did, you know it has the used Mopar rust resistor, Mopar antifreeze, same casting it's always been, but man, look at that. You are starting to see a Pentastar. This had to be probably one of the earliest cars that had the Pentastar on part numbers, and here's what's kind of very fitting and very unique as far as that goes. That car was one of the last cars to actually have Pentastar stamped on parts, so it's kind of a fitting bookend here. Now, the 273 Charger was an option, was an appearance option based on the original Dart GT. And like I say, what would happen is there were a few of these that were built in-house at either Lynch Road or Hamtramck. I can't remember exactly where. But a lot of times what Chrysler would do, as with the scoops and stripes and spoilers and stuff like that on the Challenger Trans Ams and subsequent muscle cars, is they would ship a lot of the parts in the trunk. Now, with the Charger 273 appearance package, a lot of times they would do that, and some of those Charger-specific parts were these mag wheels, Krager SS's, not Kelsey Hayes. Almost said that. So some of these cars were built at Hamtramck or Dodge Main with those wheels. And some of them were actually shipped to the factory. I think one of the later ones were actually shipped with the wheels in the trunk, which is kind of cool to think that. In either case, like I say, this is a beautiful, amazing car, and I'm kind of firing off the top of my head, so I can't remember exactly everything about it, but I figured I would, instead of making a bunch of Instagram stories, I figured I'd make a quick little YouTube video so I can upload it so you guys can enjoy this. Sir Michael is working on getting the interior done, but he plans on getting this thing cruising here real soon, and you know what? If I were him, I'd want to be doing the same thing. Anyway, thanks for watching, friends. Like and subscribe. Stay tuned.